Welcome back to another Chart Nerd TA video. I'm going to be diving into Everdome tonight, the first of my updates, and we're going to take off from where we left last time. And I've also noticed a few more patterns potentially in play here on the daily time frame that I wanted to point out to you guys. You know, I think what it is I look at the charts and I look and see and find new things and new content I want to provide to you guys in regards to what plays might happen moving forward. So I do try to keep you as updated as best updated as I can, and yeah, I hope you enjoy the content today. So for me, what we were saying with Dome in the past few videos is, again, look, you've got this. Sorry, you've got a low. You've got a low, a high, a higher low, a higher high, and right now a higher low. So we are still working in this bullish structure, which is nice to see. All we need to do is break out of this local high to get that further high, okay, and basically continue this uptrend here into the daily 55, because that again is still my target currently. As long as we're holding this low here at 0.0019190 and we're holding this 20 EMA right here and not losing that, for me, you're basically being pushed up here, okay, by the EMAs, and you're looking to retest at least this high, and at which point, as we've mentioned, that high being resistance and the 55 coming down. So for me, that is still a potential play. But what I've noticed here for us potentially is a bearish pattern that might potentially be at play, okay, because you've got this high and this high here. Okay, I'm going on the candle closes with these trend lines. And you've also got from this low, okay, from this low, potentially what this could be is some sort of rising wedge on the daily time frame, potentially, where you found the low, you come up to resistance, come back for support on a higher low, run up to resistance, come back for support on a higher low, and you're basically coiling up in this pattern here and getting squeezed into a corner, and you've got the daily 55 coming. So are we basically holding this level, pushing up to that 55 in a rising wedge, which is, guys, this is a bearish pattern. What happens a lot of the time is, if you start to do something like this where you're coiling up and you lose this trend line wherever it is, you lose this ascending support and turn that to resistance, the likelihood of you coming down and retracing is it's basically very likely if you lose support. Once you start losing support of these rising wedges, you retrace back down to where they started. Okay, so you can see that this rising wedge started here. So what normally happens is you retrace back down to where you came from, of which, if this was to occur, I think it would be very, very, there'd be a lot of fear, of course, and each time that Dome has come up to this 55 in the last two attempts, it has been rejected, and rejected quite with quite a lot of force. I showed in yesterday's video, so we do need to be careful. But if we was to come down, guys, and retest these lows down here and put in, say, for example, a larger corrective wave where you've come down like this, you've come up and met resistance, okay, and you're going to come back down potentially and form another bottom, okay, so this would be a larger double bottom. Now, a lot of projects have done this already, okay. Dome has been a bit lackluster, okay. A lot of projects had their lows in June, okay, back in June, whereas Dome has kept falling and literally only recently found a low in September. So we do need to keep that in mind, that Dome potentially here is only on its first leg of meeting resistance before potentially coming back to find support and create some sort of bottoming structure. Because unless we're going to get a V-shaped recovery here where Dome does something like this and just completely comes out of the woods, okay, and just a big V-shaped recovery, unless that occurs, okay, and for the environment for that to occur, I don't think is currently here within the markets at the moment. So for me, it's all about watching this upcoming level of resistance here, potentially within this rising wedge where you're going to come up and reach this 55. And if we do come back and start losing support, for example, doing something like this and losing support, I do think potentially you will come back and retest these lows. Okay, so for me, it's all about holding this daily 20 EMA. It's all about holding this ascending level of resistance here within this rising wedge, okay, and basically getting a pump up here, coming back down and waiting for it to make a decision. So it's not for definite that this is the case, okay, and that this is the play, and that we are going to be bearish and basically retest our local lows here. I'm not saying that, because at the same time you have got lows okay, and you have got a higher high and you have got a higher low, it is still sort of a structure that you need to basically take on for continuation to the upside. It's just, the trend is your friend until the end. So until we lose this support, until we lose this 20 and close below, once we start closing below 0.00195, if we fall out of this triangle and do start to come down to this level and lose that and turn that into resistance here, this local low, then for me, again, straight away, the next point of contact is back at the previous low down here where you came from. So it's all about holding this daily 20 EMA, okay, and also not losing this trend line, because if we do start to close outside of that, it's just a primary eye opener that you're going to retest your local low. And you can see if you do that, what you've got is a high here, a lower high, and you've got basically something called a double M top pattern, and you'll have a technical target to the downside if that plays out, of which I'm going to be monitoring over the next coming days and weeks. I will be doing updates regularly for Everdome. So yeah, but as I was saying, a lot of projects, okay, they bottomed out in June. Dome has recently only just found a bottom that it's actually got quite a strong bounce off and is looking quite healthy. But for me, because it's this first wave up, I do think it's not going to be, from the data that I'm looking at and how I'm looking at other altcoins, okay, I know it might be to compare, but if we look, for example, at other projects, okay, and we look at, say, let me have a look at XRP, okay, let's look at XRP, for example. So XRP, as I said, had its low in June, okay, this is on the daily time frame still. So XRP had its low here in June, okay, and what I think's happening is XRP basically coiled up in a similar sort of pattern, okay, some sort of rising channel, okay, and it lost support, and that's when it came down and put in another low. So potentially, I think we're here for Dome right now. We're sort of coming up in the same sort of channel, looking to form, if we lose support at the 55, okay, and hit resistance, if we hit resistance at the 55, I think Dome's going to do something very similar, where we're going to come down and create some sort of double bottom. Okay, I'm sorry that's messy. So what I'm basically saying is Dome has potentially had a low down here. Right now, Dome is coming up here to find its resistance point. And then I think it's going to come back for a higher low on a larger scale, okay? So if I get back into Dome now. So what I'm trying to say to you guys is, as I said, it's in a very similar pattern, okay, to which XRP was. You had this rising sort of channel, okay, and where Dome sort of came down. Dome, I think, is going to come up, meet resistance at the 55, and then pull back, okay? And it's very similar to what XRP did. As long as you get a higher low than this low, okay, and you've got a level of resistance, you're basically coiling up for a larger breakout, basically. And this is just a bit of an accumulation. We're trying to find bottom in structure, and then we will get our break, okay, moving into the latter part of the year, later part of Q4. So for me, it's all about breaking this resistance line for Dome, okay, and holding this ascending level of support for Dome here. Hold it. Things are looking well. If not, we're looking to retrace and come back to retest these lows. And we might not actually meet the 55. This might be the retest that we've had. This potentially might be it. And I'm sorry to be a bearer of a holder of bad news, or a bearer of bad news, but it's a potential, and I have to show you every sort of aspect and what I see in the charts. So for me right now, okay, I'm going to go from this low here, retracing to this high, because this is where we're trying to get back up to. Okay, we're trying to get back up to this high. What you can see straight away is that we're basically running into the 050 right now. Okay, the 050. Now, this is a key area of resistance. It's within the golden ratio of the fibs. What you need to see is a close above that and a close above the 0618 at 0.00256. Equally taking out this high here, closing above it. So doing something like this, okay, and closing above it. If you do get that sort of confirmation, you are putting in those higher highs still, and you are looking to come up and retest this 55 and the 1 fib up here. At 0.0305. So, but if we don't and we fail to break above this, and we're meeting this as resistance, so where you've got the high, you've come back, found support, right now you're running into the 050. If we come back off this and start to lose this, okay, and ultimately lose 0.00192, okay, then you can see that you are in a larger retracement, and potentially you will be having that larger double bottom, you know, where you've got a level of resistance and you have a larger double bottom playing out. So how that could potentially occur, if we do get rejected at this 050 right now, for me, you'd be looking at coming down to a target. I think the 1618 here at 0.00165, because if this is the local high, a lower high than this one, and we are coming down, and we start to lose this support. Okay, we start to lose that support. As I said, you're creating that double M top pattern, which is a negative pattern. Come down and lose that, you're going to have a technical target down here. But again, that would be a higher low if we did come down to that point, and Everdome did something like this. All it would have to do is come out and tackle this resistance and break that high. And then we're sort of confirming that you're in a bit of an uptrend, just like XRP has done. Okay? Had a massive double bottom, broke out, hold support, and just pushed up a bit further into the weekly 55 EMA. So basically, that's an update for you today, guys. Key targets to take away. Okay, so watch this daily 20 EMA. Okay, watch this daily. If you start to lose that and close below it, it's a key indicator that you're going to retest this local low here. And if you do hit your head on that, okay, the next targets for me are back down at 0.00153. You're going to be on your way there. A technical target, again, for the bearish downside, if we do lose this support and we are running into this 050, you're going to have a technical target on the way down to the retracement. And this is where, again, as I said, I think you will be coming to if you do lose or form some sort of double M top pattern with depleting buying pressure, lower highs, maybe a wave 1, a wave 2, a wave 3, a wave 4, and then a wave 5 to get your confirmation of that double M top pattern target there. So yeah, guys, that's my downside targets. Okay, so lose the daily 20 and close below 0.0195. We're retesting these local lows here back in September, okay, early September, the lows that we currently need to hold. If we do continue to hold this 20 and it drags us up and potentially we retest this high, if we close above that, I am looking for this daily 55 retest, okay, because as I said, if you're closing above higher highs and getting higher highs and you're getting higher lows, you are in bullish structure and you're sort of working your way up to technical targets. Okay, so for me, guys, that's an update today. Hold the 20, break out of this level of resistance, you're looking to still push up to that 55. Okay, or if you come down and start to lose the 20 and lose this level of support and hit your head on it, you're retesting the previous lows of where we came from within a double M top pattern target. So I hope you enjoyed today's content. If you did, please like, comment, and subscribe. I am trying to, I've only been involved in this sort of YouTube updates and giving content out for less than a year. So I know that sometimes I might get a bit confusing, and I am trying to sort of dumb it down a bit and break things into different sort of areas to go into in regards to analysis. I do get carried away and a bit too excited, but I just love sharing the content with you guys, and I hope you enjoyed today. If you did, please do like, comment, and subscribe. Until next time, from Chart Nerd TA, peace out.